I remember we was playing Nebraska. Like I remember the day before. I remember like it was the day, like it was yesterday.
Just the fourth all-time meeting between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
We was playing Nebraska September 21st. You know, on a Saturday.
Tanner Lee backpedaling, throwing off his back foot, and he's thrown his 8th interception of the season. Bless on Austin catching it as he fell to his back.
And we was in the shot zone, you know, between the 40-yard lines, and it was about a third and short. You know, guy ran a stop at the sticks, you know, to convert to get a first down. And I just broke wrong, you know, a routine break that I make every day. I just broke wrong that day, you know, things happen for a reason.
Being good on first and second, here they bring a little extra pressure. Flag comes in, the pass is complete for a first down, but let's wait to see what the yellow marker is about.
I kind of knew from there, from how it felt and how the knee felt, like probably what the case was.
We have an injury as well on the back side of this play. We're trying to sort all this out for you. Bless on Austin, the corner for Rutgers, down on the field.
I was shattered that day when I found out the news. One thing about me, I get over things pretty quickly. I kind of knew that at some point it would show for itself. At some point I have the opportunity to put out what I thought I would be able to put out and get people to understand, you know, the type of player I am.
Making the play.
I just, you know, I was checked into the game, you know, that things happen. And sometimes, you know, everybody's dealt a different road.
As they return to the practice field in Florham Park, the Jets are focused on their Week 7 opponent, the Buffalo Bills. For New York native Bless Austin, suiting up for the green and white is never something he takes for granted. Every game is a reminder of the adversity-filled road that led the cornerback to one Jets drive.
I'd say it was a pretty cool environment to grow up around. You know, being an inner city kid, had plenty of friends growing up, plenty of friends that shared the same interests as me, so I didn't have a problem with, you know, being isolated or by myself, doing my own thing. It was kind of like I had a great bond with everybody that, you know, that was in my neighborhood and even in the schools I went to.
Growing up in Queens, Austin is the epitome of a New Yorker, as he exemplifies the characteristics of the city he calls home.
It's just me, like it's just me and how I am, how I was built, how I was raised, so I wish I could pinpoint, you know, I know certain things that stand out about me, you know, my ability to not follow the crowd, just, you know, have a mind of my own, and then, you know, figure things out, you know, not try to, you know, find things out, do somebody else's way. Just always being open to new information and new advice. And so, you know, certain things like that is kind of how I separate myself from everybody else.
Becoming the man he is today started at home, as Bless built his strength, learning from the person he relied on most, his dad.
I mean, one thing I admired the most about my father was his ability to sacrifice, to understand, like, you know, to understand it was bigger than him. And I always admired that about him, like, and his selflessness. And it didn't take, you know, a long time. He wasn't one to contemplate, you know, about making a sacrifice. If he had to do it, he did it at the drop of a dime with no thinking, because he just had no much confidence in everybody in our household and how we was raised.
As he looked to take his football career to the next level, Austin's college choice was an easy one, as he decided to stay close to home.
Number one, you know, Rutgers was in the Big Ten. They had just, you know, moved into the Big Ten a year ago. And then, you know, to be pretty honest with you, you know, the position battle at the school at the time when I was going in was something that I liked, and I liked my chances. So I decided it was a no-brainer at the time. To be pretty honest, I wasn't worrying about the success of the team. I'm just like, it's in the Big Ten. I'm competing against great people, great athletes. And then I have an ability to get on the field early, so that's what I'm about, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's why I decided to go there.
It didn't take long for the 6'1" corner to establish himself as one of the best defensive players in the Big Ten.
Here they come. Roll back to the end zone. Incomplete. Austin all over it. Stop it to the air, and it's intercepted. All the way in for the touchdown is Blasson Austin.
I remember my sophomore summer, some guys came in the media department and they was speaking to me about, NFL expectations. And before they brought it to my attention, I didn't even know that, I was being looked at. I thought it was just still so much work to do, which there still was, but I didn't even know I was on the radar. So when I heard it from them, that's when, things kind of started, rising for me. And after hearing that, I kind of took things to another level, understanding the expectations and how it was viewed.
Pleased to be joined now by cornerback from Rutgers, Blasson Austin.
You're a leader. You've been playing out there on the corner for a long time now. How has your game developed since you became a starter as a freshman?
My game has developed. I have a smarter IQ than I did before. I'm realizing things much faster, and I'm realizing what offenses want to do in certain situations, where receivers lined up, what route they might run if they're in a certain formation, things of that nature.
As he rose up the NFL draft boards, Austin suffered an ACL tear early in his junior year. He worked his way back for his senior season, ready to prove he was one of the top cornerbacks in the country.
Is the mental part of kind of getting back on, is that more difficult than even just some of the physical rehab?
It depends with the type of guy you are. If you really trust in the rehab process and, your physical therapist, to have you where you're supposed to be, then you won't really think too much about it psychologically.
I think we talked about this during the spring, but how much do you think about leaving for the NFL even after the injury?
I gave it a little thought, but, anybody would. To be very honest with you, with an injury like that, it's a little traumatizing. Of course you think, what if I come back and it happens again? But then again, it can happen to anybody. It can happen at any time.
In the opener of his senior season, the unthinkable happened.
Back to the action here in the second quarter. Willie Jones airs it out down the sideline, and Bless Austin has himself an interception.
When it happened, it was so like such a fluke play. I caught an interception, just spent with too much torque. The cleats got caught in the ground. It was just so many variables that added into it. It was such a freakish thing to happen.
It was a second ACL tear. Austin's season and college career was over.
I was so at peace the second time with what happened because I did everything right, from the amount of work I put in, the attention to detail on my transitions out of my breaks and things of that nature. I did everything right. I promise you with everything in my soul and heart, I never doubted myself, not one day. There wasn't a day I doubted I couldn't do it. Not at all, I truly believed it, especially after healing off of the first one. The second one was it was cake, because putting the work in for me is not hard at all. You just wake up every day and you go where you need to go to put the work in. It's not hard at all. So I knew I'd be able to bounce back. It's just the hardest thing about it all is the psychological aspect of understanding that the knee is ready and it's fine. And it's ready to do everything you need it to do. So that's the hardest part of it all. But the physical, the pain and having to get the muscle, the strength, everything back, that's to me, that's the easy part. Everyone's different, but to me, that's the easiest part.
With the 196th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Blasson Austin, defensive back for Rutgers. Congratulations.
The day was so bittersweet. I say it was bitter because where I went, nobody's happy. Everybody's happy to go get drafted, no doubt. But like I said, I'm a competitor, so to see the amount of guys that was picked before me and where I went, of course, there was some saltiness inside of me. Like, I can't believe I dropped this far. But, you put things in perspective, I was able to understand my situation. So, yeah, I was able to live with it, but I still had that competitor in me. Like, a lot of people done messed up. But at the end of the day, I was so excited, man, to have the ability, the opportunity to change my family's life. Maybe not instantly, but, at some point, no doubt about it, and then, the trajectory of my life changed, especially with what I was dealing with. So it was definitely, some light at the end of the tunnel.
After months of rehab and proving himself on the practice field, Austin made his presence felt in the back half of the 2019 season.
It felt like the perfect happy ending to the story, you know, to that chapter. Because, you know, I was able to bounce back, come off the injury, get on the practice squad, you know, practice, get my feet wet, and not only practice, be able to show my ability out there too, you know, just showing that I'm out there challenging guys and I'm ready to play at this level. You know, there's not a period where I need to hit that. I'm ready to play right now. So that was the excitement of that period, you know, just being able to show the coaches, you know, hey, I can play at this level and be very productive as well. So it felt real good, man. And I'm just happy that, you know, I have the opportunity to play this game.
Success is anything that you strive for. You put in the grind, then you grind more. Accomplish your goals, then you find more. And you don't need to rest if you want to be the best. If you want it, don't wait your turn. None of this is given, everything is earned. If you want it, don't wait your turn. None of this is given, everything is earned.
One play at a time. One play at a time and go hard. Go hard all day, 50 minutes, we get the win.
Yeah, come on. Let's get it. Let's get it.
The New York Jets get their quarterback Sam Darnold back after a 2-week absence.
But listen to me. Do what you're supposed to do and depend on one another. Let's be loud on our checks and adjustments all day.
With Sam Darnold back under center, the Jets offense would look to strike early and set the tone against the Bills.
Gore in the backfield, and he gets the handoff, tries the right side and gets some decent yardage. They'll run it again, and they'll get first down yardage and more. This is Gore. Darnold throwing, finds his man across midfield into the 40-yard line. It is Persevered. Darnold from the shotgun throws and completes it inside the 20 into the 15 is Perriman, 29 yards out. And Sergio Castillo gives the Jets a 3-0 lead. And here comes third-year quarterback Josh Allen.
Playing with an early lead, the defense was poised to keep the momentum flowing in the Jets' direction.
Short one and hit hard on the near side of the field is Singletary. That is Les Austin, number 31. Allen pulls it down once on the roll. Still all kinds of time, and now looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Number 31, Les Austin, making the play. Kick on its way, and no good. He missed it. Allen lost the ball, and covered by the Jets. Trying the right side again, turning the corner, looking for the end zone. Did he get there? He did.
The Jets' defense bent but wouldn't break, keeping the Bills out of the end zone for the entire game.
Reads it beautifully and buries him behind the line. The Memphis rookie.
Trying to run short, and he's brought down at the 11-yard line. That is Quinnen Williams, who has played a pretty good football game here today.
This next one is on the way, and it's right down the middle from 40 yards out and good. So 6 made field goals for Tyler Bass, and it's enough to beat the Jets 18-10.
Everybody's journey to the NFL is different. Bless Austin's path is one of resiliency, perseverance, and grit. For the hometown kid, making it to the game's highest level isn't the end of the road. It's it's the beginning.
Internally, I know what it is with myself. I mean, it's me. I know myself. But it's up to me to put it on the film and see, let everybody else see. You know, when you're not studying as much and you're not doing certain things, you know, you decrease the amount of chances you have of showing that ability. So I just try to make sure I'm putting it on my attention to maximize myself so I can show, you know, everybody who I think I am, who I know I am. You got to go through your own road sometimes. That's all it is.